Battlefield 2042. The trailer just dropped, and though it was great, it didn't really give too much away. It was full of references to all the Battlefield games, which I absolutely love, and tons of exciting prospects as well. So let's break it down. Let's go through what we know about the actual gameplay itself. So, of course, let's start with the premise of the game. We know it's set in the near future, of course. 2042 is the name of the actual game. The world is on the brink of collapse and war as well, and I think the US and Russia are the two main forces, but interestingly enough, the military is actually full of mercenaries, or no-pats as they are known. So it means that both sides could actually be very diverse, which is very good in many, many ways, not just gameplay and customization. When it comes to the actual gameplay, what we know about that, obviously Conquest and Breakthrough are returning, which is two of my favourite modes from previous Battlefield games. Obviously Conquest for many, many reasons. Breakthrough is one of the more newer game modes that have implemented into Battlefield recently, and it's great. I really do like it. It's probably not really popular, but if they do something great with it during Battlefield 2042, then by all means, why not? We know that the matches are going to be 128 player in each lobby, which is fantastic. Obviously, we had rumors of that a while ago, but now we know it's confirmed, but it is only on next gen and PC. So next gen consoles and PC are going to have 128 players. The previous gen, so that's the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, and the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, etc., are going to be restricted to 64 players, which is worrying in one way or another, but it also makes sense. It's worrying in the sense that I don't feel that have cross-generation and cross-play through the generations now, which again makes total sense. But it's worrying in terms of, would you feel like you're getting half a game if you get that experience? Let me know in the comments down below. I know I'm not happy with stuff like that. When that happened with Battlefield 4, I didn't even get it on 360. I waited until I could get a next generation console before even playing it. They did say obviously the maps are going to be smaller to accommodate for the smaller player base in terms of size and scale, but they reassure people that they're going to retain all the good stuff, so the Levelution that's involved. They have officially confirmed that there's not going to be any campaign, which we've known for some time. You know, there's been rumors for a while, and I'm actually happy about that. I know some people won't be, but I think the majority of people have kind of come to terms with Battlefield not having a campaign this time around. It allows them to focus solely on what most Battlefield players care about, at least the hardcore fan base care about, which is the multiplayer experience. And considering they've been working on this game for 3 years now, hopefully, since they've had all their focus on multiplayer alone, it's going to be good and not a buggy mess like previous entries have been. We also know that the class system has been totally revamped, so there's no class-based weapons anymore. So with any class that you choose, I think they're called specialists now instead, not actually called classes. You can use any weapon that you want, which is great. And also, what's a really weird thing is that you can change your attachments on the fly during the game itself, which I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, it's interesting, but does that mean your character, your soldiers are just going to be running around with a bag full of sights and like lasers and grips, and they can just change them out? How many can you have on you? How many can you change? Still a lot of questions that we don't know the answers to, but it has been noted that you can change them on the fly, which will be quite exciting, actually, and bring a lot of variety to the gameplay, I feel. Now, when it comes to the classes or the specialists, there are 10 of them in total, I believe, and they are all named different things. So you got the Assault, you got Engineer, you got Support, Recon, and they all have their unique gadgets. So, for example, there's drones, grappling hooks, defibrillators, and many, many more that we don't know about. But these are the things that are tied specifically to these specialists, which are characters, player models that you actually have to choose, which are tied to these specialists or classes, whatever you want to call them as well. AI is going to be implemented into matchmaking as well, which is a very interesting decision. It's going to be great for matchmaking and for practicing. So if you are a relatively new player, or you just want to get to grips with the game, or you just want to mess around, you can jump into an entire lobby full of AI, which is, I think, is a good thing. I genuinely think that's a good thing for the casual player base, and it'd be nice just to mess around with a couple of class setups, especially early on. It'd be nice, but it is a little bit of a concern for general gameplay, in the sense that I don't think it's going to be a massive concern, but if it's not implemented correctly, it could be dreadful. Now, as well, on top of that, we know there's not going to be any battle royale with this game, which is a huge positive for me personally, because if there is going to be a battle royale Battlefield game, it has to be standalone now. I mean, Warzone has proved that by itself. They've already tried, Battlefield has already tried to implement a battle royale within its own game, so they did it with Battlefield 5 and it just fell on its face. It was a good attempt, but because there was that paywall and that pay gate, then I feel like it just died too quickly, to be honest, because it was a good concept. And Warzone has really proved the concept of if you have a free-to-play model, people are just going to play it regardless. The maps themselves are going to be huge as well. We've already confirmed that they have to be due to the massive player count. So 128 players, that's literally double the player count from any other Battlefield game that we've had. So much so that the flags are actually going to be split into sectors now. In order to capture one flag, you must capture both sectors of that area. So it'd be like for the A flag might be split into A1, A2, A3, and you have to capture all three. Or if it's B1, B2, you have to capture B1 and B2 for it to actually count as a capture. That's the kind of scale we're talking about. Now, LEVELUTION returns with huge storms and rocket launches and things like this, but they're dynamic as well, which is a big one, instead of them just being this one event that kind of comes, then goes, and it's the same each time it happens. So, for example, the storm, the tornado, as it were, can rip through the map at different angles and go at different speeds and go different directions, so you don't know what it's going to be. It's not going to be like, right, it's going to hit this specific point of the map, and each time it happens, you know what part of the map's going to change. It can be different areas of the map can be affected. To be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the original LEVELUTION. I think it ruined a lot of the maps in Battlefield 4, and that might be a bit of a controversial take, but it's my opinion on it. I think some of them are done really well, but the majority of them were just a bit annoying. On top of that, though, the maps are going to be set all across the world, which would be nice for variation. I mean, they can literally do anything, so why wouldn't they? So we already have confirmation of them being set in Korea, India, France, and more. Much more as well, so that's really good to see. I love a bit of variation in the maps, and considering it's going to be set in the near future as well, they can literally change it up as much as they want, really, can't they? Some of them might have a bit of a post-apocalyptic world kind of feel, but some of them might be super advanced, some of them might be a bit more war-torn. It's going to be great. There's going to be so much variation, and I can't wait to see what the designers have done. Now, in terms of the actual game moving forward, it has been confirmed that they are going through the live service model, which was kind of concerning when I first thought about it, but the more you think about it, of course they're going to do that. Of course, it's EA, it's the way they have been doing things for a while. Now, there's battle passes confirmed, so there's going to be free and premium battle passes. They've confirmed that obviously the premium content is going to be focused more around cosmetics though, which is great. So what this means, they're doing a very similar model to the Warzone kind of model at the moment, where when it comes to story implementation as well and narrative implementation, they're doing it by seasons. So there's going to be 4 seasons in the first year, I think they said. And each season is going to have a battle pass tied to that as well. So, looks alright to me. And each new season apparently is going to have new game modes, weapons and maps included. Obviously, maybe not a new map every single season, maybe not a new game mode every single season, but they are going to have those implemented if and when, you know, they put them out, which will be good. You know, keeps variation, keeps people coming back. That's exactly what they're designed for, is engagement on a long-term basis. So if it's done well, it's done well. I'll keep playing. If it's not, then I won't. Simple as that. So to wrap it all off, we know it's going to be releasing on October the 22nd. There is going to be some early access events as well. I don't know whether it's going to be through EA Access or whatever it's called now, EA Play I think it's called. And there might be an early one. There's rumours of it being the 15th as well, that you could potentially get your hands on the game, which would be amazing. Definitely going to try and get my hands on it as early as possible for sure. There's pre-order bonuses like beta access as well, as they always do. Probably some cosmetics tied to that as well. You can find information on that everywhere now. If they offer me to pre-order the game and I get early access to the game, then I'm definitely going to pre-order it. So they've got my hands tied there. I have to pre-order it purely because I want to get my hands on it as soon as possible, so they know what they're doing when it comes to that. I hate them for it, but I'm a sucker, and I will bow down and pre-order this game because it's Battlefield for one, so I'll know I'll probably like it, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. So yeah, there is that. But yeah, that's pretty much all we know so far. There's probably a few more details here and there that you can probably find elsewhere, of course, but there's plenty of news on the way. We've got a gameplay trailer coming on the 13th, which I'm very, very excited for. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. Let me know what you think of Battlefield 2042. What do you think of the trailer? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that like button on your way out as well. But until next time, guys, cheers.